I'm sorry to tell you, but it didn't go well today. The players have no interest in the moment in playing baseball on time this year. And there's really no other way to look at it. Comprehensive proposal made by the owners, 15-minute meeting, and the players showed up for a meeting today only willing to discuss two issues. One the owners can't do, the other one was a joke. Good afternoon, Evan. How are you today, kid?
We're screwed.
Well, you still have 11 days or 10 days. What's today's date?
Hold on.
February 27th is the deadline to start the season on time.
What do you think is going to happen in 11 days?
I'm going to get fatter?
Yeah, well, we know that. We know that.
Yeah.
But what is going to happen? By the way, Cameron Boucher-Thomas, just want to throw his name out there for the world to
Zip
understand.
Your lip.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
What do you think is going to happen in 11 days that's going to change between this just horrific negotiating between the owners and players in which, look, I want to make this clear. I have mostly been pro player, maybe overall on most of these issues. I agree with the players, okay? With that said, what happened today was embarrassing.
Yep.
Because there was essentially no counter. And what sucks about that for me and you, for any fan out there, is that if the players didn't give a real counter to the owners, they're not going to counter back.
So there's no reason for that. The ball is still in the players' court because I can tell you this is a fact, and you'll verify that I know what I'm talking about. The owners made a comprehensive proposal to the players on Saturday, this past Saturday. With non-core economic issues, core economic issues, playoff ideas, luxury tax, everything and anything. And they presented to them so that the stuff that they could negotiate could get ratified quickly because you can't start spring training without the thing being ratified,
right.
which does take time. It's like a multi-100-page document, right? So they gave it to him on Saturday. We all knocked. The players are not responding until today. And then the thought was, okay, they've had it since Saturday. Maybe they were using all that time to come back and ready to roll up your sleeves and let's get a deal done, right? Here's what we know as a fact. They came in today and they only came back willing to discuss two things.
Yeah, but they didn't move on the two things.
No, well,
that's
even worse.
That's my bigger issue.
Even worse. On one of the things, they went the other direction.
Well, they went more sideways. I don't know if they went backwards. What they did is, without getting into the weeds on this thing, is they increased the pre-arbitration player pool, but it also lowered the amount of guys eligible for it. But that's not the point. They didn't come closer to the owners. So for most fans out there who doesn't give a rat's ass who wins this, we don't care if the billionaires are making more money or if the millionaires are making more money.
Correct.
Even though 60% of baseball players aren't millionaires. But that's not the point. We just want to see progress, and we want to see this thing get done. And nothing happened today that moved us in the right direction. So I'll ask this to you again.
Ask me again, sir.
What is going to happen in 11 days that's going to move us towards the baseball starting on time?
Players are going to have to start worrying about their mortgage payments. Players are going to have to start worrying about why they're not going to Arizona and Florida. Players are going to have to start worrying about, hey, if I don't have a paycheck coming in, I can't afford to live my lifestyle. And until those players pick up the phone and call their union rep and or the union leadership, whether that's Scott Boras pulling the strings or Tony Clark or whomever it is, the answer to your question, sir, is nothing. Now, I know they're meeting tomorrow to discuss non-core economic issues.
But aren't those the easier things to settle?
Of course they are.
The biggest thing they've got to settle is the luxury tax difference.
Right.
And obviously this pre-arbitration salary pool.
Which, by the way, is a invented number on both sides because it's never existed before.
Well, look, I know it's an invented number, and at the end of the day, again, no one really cares what that final number is, but I'm going to use simple math for you. If the owners are offering 10 or 15 million and the players are offering 100 million, can we get somewhere in the 50s or 60s and make a deal?
And the answer is you can't.
Why not?
Because it's exactly the example I gave you yesterday. If you have a house worth $2 million and I offer you $1 million, we're not settling at 1.5 or 1.6.
What is the value of the player pool considering it's made up?
Right, well, that's the problem.
Okay, but I'm not even telling you, Craig, that the fairest answer is 60 million.
Because here's why. The way the owners look at it, their proposal, and again, their proposal is pulled out of their ass also. It's an invented number that has no basis for it.
Right.
Is that their number, every one of those top 30 players is going to get on a minimum of a 70% raise. Pretty good. That's where they're at.
No, I get that.
So
but my
going
point
10
is,
times that to them
Craig.
doesn't make sense.
I'm talking about a negotiation, not what the fairest number is. They're not close.
No.
Whether you think the number should be 30 million, 80 million, 60 million, and 90 million, that's not the point. The owners and the players are separated by about $90 million in a player pool.
And here's what's worse. The bridge got bigger.
Yes.
You know, the owners didn't come down to try to bridge the gap. They wanted more money.
So help me out here.
Yeah. I'm sorry, the players, not the owners. Pardon me.
What's going to happen in 11 days?
Here's what's going to happen.
Because the players are not going to all of a sudden call up their union reps.
Yeah.
The owners aren't going to cave. Like, both sides have dug in. It's clear. So tell me.
Yeah.
Because I want good news besides coming back from 28 down last night at Madison Square Barclays. Besides that, I want some good news.
Don't do that.
So, you mean the little digs throughout the show?
Don't do that.
What?
Don't do that. You and I walked to our cars yesterday and we said there'll be no reason to talk about tonight's game tomorrow unless something crazy happens.
Did something crazy happen?
Something crazy happened. But I can't sit here and talk Knicks basketball because it's just the dead.
Hey,
it's
by
dead.
the way, it's not Knicks basketball
It's
or
a
Nets
dead
basketball.
franchise. I love them.
Something happened last night at the Garden concerning fans and security.
Oh, yeah?
That at some point we should address.
All right, we'll get to that later.
Okay.
On.
But anyhow,
Listen, here's the debate. Let me just break this down as lowest common denominator as I can.
Low it up for me,
Here's
baby.
the reality. If you don't get a deal done in the next 10 days, baseball's not starting on time.
Okay, so what's going to change?
And based on what happened today, baseball's not starting on time.
And that's my point. And that's the thing you have been hard fast against. You said, guys, don't worry. Guys, calm down. Opening day will occur on time.
Because you know why?
So I'm going to ask you again on February 17th, the 49th anniversary of my parents' happy anniversary. I'm going to ask you again.
Yeah.
Is baseball starting on time, Craig?
I no longer think it is.
Oh, well, that's all we need to know.
And I'll tell you why. Because the players weren't willing to negotiate.
I don't care anymore about whose fault it is.
But that's what, if I make you a proposal, and I know I'm going to have to come off some of my numbers, and it's a negotiation.
I get that.
And you're not willing to negotiate, but I've made you a proposal, and you didn't respond to any of it. I got nothing else to offer you.
I understand why the owners are pissed at the players today, but we're sitting here on February 17th.
Yeah.
And right now, these two sides are a million miles apart.
And you know what's weird to me about this, and the timing of it's very interesting, right? If you're the average guy who loves baseball, right? Mm-hmm. So you have a vested interest in this thing getting done because you're a diehard Met fan, a big Maxey Yankee fan, and we all get our schedules centered around, what games I'm going to watch or if I'm lucky enough to go to a game, right? Yesterday, the news came out that Juan Soto turned down, said no to a 13-year, $350 million deal. And I know that's just one little story on the side that may have nothing at all to do with this negotiation, but to fans, it means everything. Because I'm busting my ass to make a living, and I love baseball. And a guy just said no to $350 million. And collectively, you are a bunch of billionaires and multimillionaires, and I'm not. Go F yourself.
Oh, totally. That was leaked out on purpose, by the way.
Go F yourself.
Do you agree with that?
I don't know.
Yeah, because it gets the reaction you're spot on about, but it gets that reaction. In the midst of a lockout, no one wants to hear, as great as Juan Soto is, about a player turning down $350 million.
You're telling me you guys can't figure crap out? Like, let me go pro owner for a second. The players are bitching, and we just offered that guy $350 million, and he said no? F you, man. That's why both sides lose here. But we lose the most.
Well, that's
we're
all
the
that
fans.
matters. All that matters is that as we sit here today, we're the losers.
That's right.
Because I am not convinced that there are. I am convinced there are owners in Major League Baseball, maybe some players, but certainly owners of small market teams that have no interest in having home games in April. that they look at April as a hindrance. They look at April as, the
Right.
weather's
Other than
cold.
opening day, I'm not going to have a full building.
Right.
It's 50 degrees outside. No, yeah, I get it.
And that worries me, that when you say, on the players' side, nothing will change until the players or certain players say, hey, I'm worried about my mortgage. First of all, most players are not going to say that. Well, on the other side, things aren't going to change until the owners feel the pressures of having to rebate money to RSNs. Like when they have to start giving money back to regional sports networks because they're not supplying them enough games,
Right.
They're going to face some heat too. But until then, and we're not at that point yet, neither side feels the heat. We feel the heat. The diehard baseball fan feels the heat. But both sides right now couldn't give a rat's ass if the season didn't start on time. And as we sit here today, it's not.
Well, and here's the problem.
The season is not starting on time.
How you show up and walk out after 15 or 20 minutes is disgraceful. It's just disgraceful. And that's why, baseball's got a lot of problems. We all know inherent problems. Not as many people watching, speed of the game. Young kids don't like watching baseball, blah, 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 blah. And I want to be clear about this. Collectively, they go out of their way to F things up.
Oh, yes.
They do.
Yep.
And today it's the players. A month ago, maybe it was the owners. Sure, fine, I accept that. But today, when you show up for a meeting in which you've had a proposal for 5 full days to digest and respond to, and you essentially don't, I'm sorry. That's on you guys. It ain't the owner's fault now.
No, in this moment it's on the players,
Correct.
but it's been on the owners a lot during this
I
process.
accept
It
that.
took them weeks sometimes to make offers. And I think the overriding issue that the players have, not that anyone's going to have compassion for it, is that while MLB's making more money, all you've got to do is look at their new TV deals, payrolls have remained the same. So they want more of the pot. Now, do I care about that really? Not really. Does Big Mac care? No. We want our baseball. But the overriding issue here is that the players are trying to claw back a lot of the power they once had.
Well, here's where we're at. We got 10 days to go. No deal in 10 days. Baseball will not start on time. I can tell you that's a fact. Major League Baseball owners have agreed that they are not going to shorten a spring training beyond 28 days. They are going to give the players a full 4 weeks of a spring training because they're worried about injuries and other things that they witnessed the last couple of years. And that's it. So 28 days. So start doing the mathematical gymnastics in your head.
You already did it.
You got February 27th to start on time. If they are not reported to camp by February 27th, opening day will not be the last day of March.
No, it's not.
That's it.
The opening day is going to be in late April, early May, and that's embarrassing.
Well, we'll see how it goes, right?
Well, see how it goes. You agree with me.
No, I think that's where we're at. Unless something magical happens where all of a sudden
what is
the
magical?
players decide, okay, because they are meeting tomorrow over, again, non-economic stuff. So maybe when they're in the room, someone goes, hey, guys, this is just stupid.
And by the way, can I take a shot at you now?
Why would you take a shot at me? I've lost 8 pounds. I'm looking handsomer than ever.
Because I now follow my partner, Craig Carton, on Twitter.
Yeah. Oh, you like the playoff thing I put out?
I think it's horrible.
Yeah.
And I think you're trolling me when you say you guys are going to love
That's
it.
exactly what I was doing.
Now, when you went into your mentions,
Yeah.
did most people, including Mets play-by-play announcer Howie Rose, love the new playoff format?
It's funny, Howie doesn't even follow me, but I guess he watches me from afar. And, I can tell you as a fact, that is going to be the new playoff system. Has it been negotiated? No, it is not. But I can tell you that's exactly what it's going to be. It's going to be 7 teams from each league. The team with the best record gets a bye right to the division round. The second best record for division winner gets to pick their wild card opponent and is a best of 3 series, all 3 games at home.
They get to pick their opponent.
Oh, yeah. Pick your opponent.
What is this, a reality show?
And 14 teams make the playoffs, which is awesome.
No, it's not.
I love it.
But by the way, most of the people in your mentions agree with me. It's a terrible idea. You know what's funny about all this? We all want baseball. Most of us want baseball. None of us truly care about the economic issues, but we certainly care about the playoff format.
Yeah, I got a lot of response on that one. A lot of people, nobody reacted to the Kumar Rocker rule that the owners have offered, but everybody reacted to the playoff situation. 14 teams, you get to pick your own opponent, and all 3 games are at home.
Yeah, I love looking at the Twitter interactions to all the other baseball news that you had concerning the issues. They get like 5 responses.
Yeah, I put out a lot of
30
legitimate
likes.
inside information
You
today.
do, but when you put out the playoffs, you're at 1,120 retweets.
Yeah. People have a bone up their ass about this new playoff structure, and I can tell you the networks have already agreed to it. They like it too.
Well, but just
so
because
it's done.
Just because I don't disagree that it's done. I believe you. Just because the networks love it, and just because the commissioner and the owners love it, doesn't mean we as fans have to love it.
Oh no, you love it.
Do I?
You're gonna love it when your Mets get in because of it.
No, I'm not.
Yes, you are.
I want to make the playoffs.
You know
the
what's gonna be? You know what you're
old-fashioned
gonna
way.
love?
What?
You're gonna love
Picking the opponent.
You're going to love when the St. Louis Cardinals say, we want some of that Met ass.
You're right.
And you go to St. Louis and win the first 2 games and take the series.
Dude.
You're going to be all over it.
There is no
You're going to
doubt.
beg me to do the show from St. Louis.
There's no doubt that if the Mets or Yankees get picked
Yeah.
first or second as an opponent, that is going to become like a rallying cry.
Damn right.
So I get what it's going to feature, and I understand that it does. Like, I'll give you a great example. In 2019, the New York Mets make the playoffs under this format.
There you go.
Okay, so I get that it will add more excitement in that way, but baseball has always been about the regular season mattering.
Yeah.
And what scares me about this format is it really lessens the importance of a 162-game season, or in the case of 2022, a 144-game season.
Well, listen, you got 10 days not to miss any games, but certainly going in that direction. We'll get all your calls on it, the playoff thing as well. The Knicks last night, I mean, you want to talk bottom of the barrel crap? And now there's reports out there the World Wide West is throwing Thibodeau under the bus and went to James Doan and said it's the coach's fault. It ain't the players' fault. I picked good players. Leon picked good players. He don't know how to coach them. I mean, every year, no matter what we do, these sons of bitches F it up.
There's
Bing bong.
There's a basketball team that has championship aspirations that gave a 20-year-old big minutes and has been giving a 20-year-old big minutes because they need him to play big minutes. The New York Knicks are going nowhere, and yet still won't give their kids the opportunity that Cameron Boucher-Thomas has taken and succeeded with over the last few weeks. Let that be a lesson.
Well, to be fair, he's also getting time because 3 guys aren't playing.
Whatever,
I mean,
Craig.
come on.
Whatever.
All right, we'll get into the Knicks debacle for sure. Not the game itself, just the state of the Knicks. Which ain't good.
And we got news that hasn't been reported elsewhere.
We do?
What Garden Security was doing
to
Brooklyn Net fans last night
good.
at Madison Square
Hopefully
Garden.
kicking them out. I hope so.
Took over your building by the end.
We'll find out later today. We got lots to do. You're a baseball fan. Armageddon is near.